Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm going to be hitting up the Adrift expedition. Now, what I'm hoping to do is just give you the best bits. I'm going to run all of this. I'm not going to record myself narrating, and then I'm going to do voiceover afterwards. Anyway, I'm going to be jumping in, and I'm going to be hitting this up. So there you go. I'll be starting this expedition. Best tips, here they come. Enjoy. So, chums, expedition Adrift. It's not all too difficult, to be fair. There's a couple of odd badges inside of here. Now, reach your starship. The starter planet is a git. Okay, as you're going towards your starter ship, make sure you're shooting a lot of the hazardous flora. There's actually a badge for destroying hazardous flora, so make sure you take them out. And also, you're probably going to come across a load of those worm babbies start jumping out. You've got to kill 5 of those, so don't worry if you murdercate a few on the way. Take those out. Brilliant. And there's also these pesky creatures that keep swiping at you. Unicorn cats. Freaking evil things. This planet's not the nicest of planets. Yeah, everything's out to kill you on it. Anyhow, head towards your ship, get to your ship, and get your ship actually fixed. Now, you are going to need to install your advanced mining laser. There's a little bit of back and forth with getting the actual parts that you need for that. And then you've got to also install yourself a personal refiner. It's the Mark II edition, so you can actually put 2 things in there at the same sort of time. And you're going to need that to craft materials to get your ship fixed and to leave the planet. Once you've left the planet, you can then start mining asteroids. There's 30 of them to mine. If you go to a ringed planet, you can shoot them in the rings of the planet. However, there's usually asteroids found around by the space station, so make sure you shoot all your asteroids there. Maybe even shoot a few more, because tritium is used inside of this for whatever reason to help you make warp fuel, so make sure you grab a load of that. Okay, and then when you are ready to warp, you might think about going into the station and buying yourself your actual microprocessors like normal. They don't sell them. They don't got them. You've got to craft them yourself. So I had to go back down to a neighbouring planet. Now, you do have to scan 20 creatures in total. So every planet that I landed on, I made sure I scanned creatures. Not only that, as I was flying across the planet, I was scanning for waypoints, because you've got to hit up 5 waypoints inside of this expedition to pop another badge. So make sure you utilize that, scan and land where you see the masks, and make sure you hit the mask up, the ones that give you the navigational data. Although there's no cartographers, navigational data does nothing inside of this expedition, but make sure you hit those markers so it registers as a waypoint. Nice. And so do as many of those as you can. Like I said, there's 5 to be done. And as you're flying over the planet, I shot the planet as well to get a load of basic resources. So that's pretty darn freaking nice. And there is a station inside of this system. You are going to go up there. You are going to explore that station. But that's going to pop that badge. And then when you actually warp, you can then go inside of the spatial anomaly, but in phase 2 it tells you to go inside the spatial anomaly as well, and it's very creepy. There's no vendors there, Nada's there, and he's like dead to the world. He's like a freaking zombie. Pretty darn freaking crazy stuff. But anyway, that's Rendezvous 1. Okay, so Rendezvous 2, you are going to need to find yourself a hollow terminus. Now, you use a signal beacon to find this. Whatever you do, don't go and ditch these giant weird battery things that they give you, because you need those to power your signal beacon, and you're going to use it a heck of a lot. They give you about 5 or 6 when you're popping badges, but whatever you do, don't scrap them, don't sell them, don't get rid of them. You're going to need them. And then amidst the stars, you just sort of like swimming around in space. This one's a bit weird though, because you have to go get a mind arc, and the way you go get the mind arc is inside the spatial anomaly. You have to hit up the terminus at the back. That then tells you to make the mind arc, and the mind arc is not easy to make. In fact, this badge is probably the longest badge and out of all of them that you're going to be doing, apart from maybe running the derelict freighter. But this one took ages. There's a lot of to and fro in, flying from place to place, using the signal booster, getting the materials you need, crafting it, going back up to the Nexus, feeding into that, then going somewhere else. It takes a while. So that one is a little bit tedious. It's not hard, it's just tedious. Okay, now I brought a load of repair kits with me on this, so I made a lot of repairs to my ship. However, a lot of the actual stuff that you need to repair your ship is very basic. You're going to need a lot of sodium nitrate. So when you're on a planet, pick up a load of sodium plants, spin them into sodium nitrate. And there's other commodities you're going to need as well, but none of them are hard to find. Okay, time on your feet, walking about 6,500 U's. Now, some of these planets that you land on, especially one later on, the rendezvous planet at that, it's got extreme storms. I spent most of the time tunneling underneath the ground, and I managed to pop the 6,500 U's just by doing that. Also, there is also, another badge later on to get yourself some ancient bones, and I found running across the planet on that, you're going to get a shed load of U's anyway clocked up. Okay, steal 9 whispering eggs. I did this on an airless world, and then that way you can just pop the egg, make sure if it's on a hill that you're downhill so it rolls towards you. You don't want to go chasing after it, you want it to come to you. Shoot the egg, it pops, grab it, and then fly to the next one using the sweep scanner. The little guys on the ground, they can't keep up with you, they can't spit that high if you stay high enough. Just fly to the next one, pop it, and go on to the next one. Just keep going and going and going. Don't stay still for too long because the green guys will catch up with you. Okay, climb a mountain of over 1,400 U's. By now you've probably been to quite a lot of systems. If you go to any of the space stations, fly in even though they're abandoned, and when you're flying in, it'll be on your left hand side as you're flying in, there's a teleporter terminus. Hit that up and it should list people's bases. You're probably going to see a load that say 1,400. That's for that badge. I just jumped to one of those. Those are just a ladder going up into the sky, and it just so happened to be on the Rendezvous 2 planet as well, so it was lovely. As soon as I finished that, I could fly over to Rendezvous 2. Everyone's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's phase 2. Okay, phase 3, you've got to drift through the void, which basically you just follow the instructions on the screen, but you pulse out into space. And the weird thing is the countdown ends, and so you think that you exit space then. If you do, nothing happens. You have to wait until it actually tells you to break out of space. So like press L2, it will tell you when. Just carry on pulsing, even if that timer stops. Keep pulsing, and it should pop up. Cool. Next is extract radiant shards. Now you can only really get radiant shards on a dissonant planet. Now when you was making it your mind arc in the previous phase, you would have been on a dissonant world. If you didn't get yourself a radiant shard then you're going to have to go to another dissonant system. And you can see those marked on this, the galactic map. Instead of saying water, it say dissonant. Okay, so cool. Brilliant. Life Reimagined, document 16 new plant types. Like I was saying in phase 1, scanning all the creatures. Make sure you're also scanning all the different plant life as well, because yes, you've got 16 of those to find. And then you've got bones to dust. Collect free fossils. That's digging up the ancient bones. There is an ancient bones planet within inside of Rendezvous 3. So yeah, make sure you pick up your ancient bones. I think that's roughly when I popped the milestone for walking on the planets as well. So lovely jobs. So the 16 plants one, you probably could do it in the first system through 2 planets. I didn't pop this until roughly around this sort of area anyway. Okay, restore a crashed ship. Okay, so if you just use your signal booster, that can help you find a crashed ship. However, what I did is I went into the space station and I actually saw a base that said crashed ship. And I just went straight to the crashed ship using someone's base that said crashed ship. This one is the hardest badge. It's called It's Alive. Discover 2 synthetic creatures. You've got to find droid creatures, and there's no real help other than some text that says jump to a blue star system. So you're going to need an idiom drive to get there. So jump into a blue star system is going to be your first challenge, so make sure you've made. I brought an idiom drive with me when I loaded into game, which is one of the things that I suggest that you bring along. An idiom drive and repair kits are the main things I would say for this one. Now, what I would say is don't just jump to any old blue system. You need to jump to a blue system that says data unavailable, data unavailable, data unavailable, and it's got the 3 X's. It hasn't got life forms registered at all inside of that system. Once you jump into a blue system that's completely redacted and nullified out, you've got a higher chance of finding them. It's still not a guarantee, but it's a lot higher than going to one that has life. Now, when you fly into the system, if it still says the same jargon, go to the galactic map and find yourself some blue creatures on whatever, that's not the system. As soon as you jump to a system where the text changes and it says scan the planet to find the 2 life forms, then you know you're in the right system. So there we go. That's a massive clue. That's going to help you massively. I found it. I'm going to give you the portal coordinates for this actual droid planet that I found, but I don't think you're going to get given any glyphs during this whole expedition, so it's probably a futile exercise. But anyway, there you go. There's that. Then there's Rendezvous 3. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's Rendezvous 3 done in a nutshell. Okay, so Rendezvous 4. Signs to nowhere. Chart 6 waypoints. And like I was saying before, as you're flying across the planet, just keep using your scanner. You're going to find little base markers or house markers, that blue little icons, and you just land by where you see the save beacons that give you the navigational data normally. By this point, I already had 5. I only had to hit up 1 more. Some of the actual rendezvous locations so far have been those places anyway, so that was easy peasy. Getting 1,200 nanites when you've got no vendors that sell modules that you can sell modules you don't want to them is a pain. Yeah. So I had quite a lot of residual goo given to me, which then I processed into living slime, and then turned that into runaway mold, and then turned the runaway mold into nanites, which was laborious, and I had that going the whole time while I did probably the next 4 or 5 badges. Painful. But if you're doing it ambiently, it's just happening in the background. If you don't mind the noise of it churning all the time while you're doing it, it's easy peasy. Okay, next is discover free relics, and you use your signal booster for that. Again, you're going to use those big battery things, and you just fly to the relic site and you just hit up learn of the language. Don't hit knowledge of the past, just hit learn of the language, and you're going to, that's 1 of 3. Then you do it again, hit 2 of 3, do it again, hit 3 of 3, using the signal booster each time with those battery things. Cool. Next off, you're going to have to go and get yourself 6 crystal sulfides in the lore of the deep. Not a problem, that one. There is a watery planet in Rendezvous 4. It was like a swamp planet. Went there, found all those nice and quick and easy. You actually use a sweep scanner, finds them no problems at all. Lovely. And then you're going to need to put down a Nautilin and implement its scanner. Now, for the scanner, you do need to have solar mirrors, and you do need to have some crystal sulfide to actually put down and then actually install the scanners into the Nautilin. Now, if you put down a base computer first, then you can use the wire glitch technique, the building glitch, to actually put the bay down and the actual Nautilin, so you don't use a load of your crystal sulfide and other resources to just make the Nautilin. Then you've just got to worry about the scanner. So I hope that makes sense. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But all you do to go, you go into wire mode by pressing triangle, and you press the wire mode and the place button at the same time to place something down for free when you're in the build mode. Okay, then afterwards you're going on to run a derelict freighter. When you're on the derelict freighter, make sure you search every single room. You've got to complete the whole thing, so that means every single room done. If you're doing this in Rendezvous 4, it's a really simple freighter. It's the same freighter that you see in the clips on screen right now. I ran this, and it's a case of you can just use your scanner to scan, and it's going to light everything up like Christmas trees. Pretty much everything that you see that's blue, interact with it. There are some barrels that when you shoot they will explode. They're blue, stay away from them. It's the containers you want to open. You're looking for stuff like hadal cores, or the little larval cores, or tainted metal. All these things spin into nanites. So if you didn't get enough nanites from the quantum foam by turning your living slime into runaway mold and then into nanites, you will have enough, I would imagine, after running the derelict freighter. Another thing to remember when it comes to nanites is upload all of your discoveries. Everything you've scanned, upload it, because that'll probably get you a little bit closer too. And also, if you're really struggling, go and dig up some salvage data on planets. It's got a little chevron type marker. Dig those up until they spin into nanites too. Okay, dreams of freedom, drift towards infinity. Again, you just pulse through space, and boom, that's done. Easy peasy. Rendezvous 4 done. Final rendezvous, Rendezvous 5. Oh, it's actually 24 species, not just 20. Make sure you scan all the creatures underwater as well. That really helped me towards getting this total. Eliminate 500 tendrils. I actually did that on the very first planet because they were in my way. Just shoot them and run. Yeah, run and gun. Again, I shot like 2 in each nest. I also had them pop out on my actual ship. I got to my ship, I was trying to repair my ship, and it kept headbutting my ship and doing me damage. So I couldn't use my ship as refuge. Yeah, I've got some footage of that. Annoying little git. Cool. Soar beyond the boundary. Okay, ghost in the shell. You just go to a grave. It marks it out for you. It's nice and easy to find. Easy peasy to do that one. Just head on over to it and interact. Lovely. Eliminate 6 hazardous flora. I did this on the first planet because I usually shoot them to get oxygen. Plus also I just shoot them anyway because they're evil. Cool. Next is making your bread. So you're going to have to go and find some wheat. Your sweep scanner should help you locate your wheat and get your wheat. Lovely. And you would have also been given some faecium. And that faecium can turn into yeast. You then turn the flour into bread, and then you use the yeast. It's pretty much easy to follow. Just follow the steps that it shows you on the screen, and you'll be making your bread, and then that pops the badge. This one's a bit weird. A still small voice, achieve serenity. So you have to look at the night sky, and you have to look upon the stars. You can do this on pretty much any planet, but it's best to go to a planet that doesn't have storms, because if there's cloud cover and you can't see the stars, it doesn't count. And fly to the night side of the planet. So I was on a swamp planet, but it was quite mismatic. It had quite a lot of clouds, had quite a lot of storms. I had to fly to a neighbouring planet that was barren inside of Rendezvous 5, like a cactus planet. And I found it a lot easier to do there and to hit the badge up. But that one was a little bit finicky. The timer stops and starts and stops and starts. You think, oh my God, is this going to happen before daytime? Nice. And then you're going to start getting some pretty funky music happening after you've dreamed of sleep and drifted for the last time into space and had that moment of tranquility. And that's pretty much it. You fly to the last rendezvous point, land at the last rendezvous point, hit that up. Job's a good one. It's actually a crash ship, the last rendezvous point. And that's it. That's the whole of the phases done. And then you're going to have yourself the Iron Vulture or Iron Falcon or whatever it's called. Anyway, I've got some footage of me getting that and flying back up to the actual Nexus. I'll see you in the Nexus. There we go, jumps, all done. Let's head on over to the console over here. Hit this one up. So yeah, I would say take repair kits with you, and take some fuel for your ship as well, like pyrite or something, or a shed load of tritium. All this stuff I didn't actually need, you know. There's no places to upgrade your multi-tool or your ship, none of that. But anyway, I'm just going to hit end expedition. There we go, end expedition. Yeah, I'm fine. And there we go. Lovely jubbly. I'm not really fussed about taking stuff out of the expedition. I mean, I could have gone to town and took stuff with me, but to be fair, there wasn't much to glean from this one, really. And any pet eggs that you get, funny enough, you can't put in the machine and bring them back. It's that little monstrosity that you get. I guess you're going to have to claim him from the Quicksilver guy. There we are. And that's pretty much that. I mean, we have got quite a lot of Quicksilver this time, 1,500, but there's no optional milestones. So those that have run this before, is there any real reason to run it again? There is if you like just doing stuff for a little bit of fun, but other than that, not overly, no. So there we go. Pretty darn freaking cool though. I really enjoyed doing it a second time. I enjoyed this one more than the previous one that we did, put it that way. Heck yeah. Anyway, if you liked this video, please hit a like and a subscribe. Salutamondo. Right, so there was a couple of tedious badges inside of that expedition, but nothing overly too difficult or strenuous. And I am looking forward to the next expedition, which will be actually on Christmas Day though. And it starts on the 25th. And I think it's Liquidators, if memory serves me correctly. I won't be hitting that up until the day after Boxing Day, so I might be a little bit late with footage on that one. There's no way I'm firing up No Man's Sky on Christmas Day when I'm going to be downing wine and eating turkey and seeing my family. And then Boxing Day, we've got my family coming round mine. We're doing a Christmas festive thing, and I'd imagine Ivy will do a vlog of that. So if you enjoy Ivy's vlogs, that's over on her channel, Manila London. I'll probably do a small mini version. You know, it's usually about under 10 minutes mine. Hers go on for a good 20-30 minutes. But until next time, people, if I don't see you beforehand, have a very Merry Christmas. I'd imagine I will be seeing you beforehand. I'm going to be doing vlogs of my own on the 16th to the 23rd. We're going away with friends. We've rented out a villa-y type place. It's got a hot tub, games room. We're going to be doing karaoke, alcohol, games. I'm taking my arcade sticks. I'm taking my Meta. It's going to be fun. Heck yeah. Until then, goodbye, and goodbye again.